This is Taylor. Taylor is going to share her story of faith with you as well.
I've grown up in the church for my entire life, and I made a profession of faith and was baptized at a very young age. But I didn't fully understand the gospel or what it meant to be saved or what it meant to follow Christ in baptism. And the way I grew up, there was a list of do's and don'ts. And if you followed that list, then you were considered a good Christian and a good person. And my way of following that list was to always do what I thought others believed was right and to not do what others considered was wrong. And I realized that every decision I made was for selfish reasons. And I didn't do certain things because I didn't want my parents to be mad or I didn't want other people to think badly of me. And I also did things with the sole goal of wanting others to think that I was a good person. And in college and later through law school, I stopped going to church regularly because I felt that other things in my life needed my focus and my attention. But I still told myself if I followed that list that I had made, then I was still being a good person and living a Christian life. And I would tell myself that God would understand that I had a test coming up or a project due or had so much reading that I couldn't spare 2 hours on a Sunday. And I would also tell myself that if I could just get through these hard and stressful times, then I would make up for not going to church and not reading God's word after I graduated, and I didn't have to worry about school anymore. And looking back, I realized I was so lost. My entire life was centered on my own selfishness and worldly desires. And my drive to have others like me and think I was a good person, and my ambition to succeed in school drove my every action. But when I came to Harvest, I felt for the first time that there was something wrong in my heart. And I looked around the church and saw how others were worshiping and living their lives for Christ in every way possible, and I realized that I wasn't. My actions were based on my own wants and desires, and I kept rejecting the one thing that I knew I needed above all else. And when Brian told that story about the park ranger and the 3 men at different stages of